I'm not gonna lie, I have a tough time taking criticism. It's so easy to get intimidated or discouraged by criticism that many people take a step back. Maybe a musician, a painter, or any kind of artist hides their life's work because of fear of criticism. Why does it matter if people don't like it? The obvious answer is that it means absolutely nothing if someone doesn't like it. 99.9% of people who criticize have no credentials to do so. And the same drive that makes you an artist and encourages you to share your art is the same reason why you go on any successful person and find hate comments on their social medias. The number one reason they do isn't even the obvious fact that they're just hurt people that want to make you feel hurt as well. Although that's true, it's not the main reason. People want to be heard. They have an opinion and they want to share it because in this age of the internet, there are so many voices that get drowned out. They lock onto something that'll make their voice stick, and that's negativity. That's why a simpler disagreement online could end in a death threat because that sticks. Changing the video angle. The reason why I'm talking about this in this sort of context is because there was a time in my life where even I would consider myself an unbearable douchebag. I made fun of people for stupid things because I didn't know what to say at times. So in a group full of people, I said something that hurt someone's feelings. And now I have the whole room's attention. I think everyone dealt with that person at school. And unfortunately, some of us are them. There's a whole journal entry in itself about hurt people hurting people that I would love to discuss. But there's something to this topic of being heard and how it affects criticism that interests me. I think the first time I intentionally hurt someone and actually noticed and felt bad about it was when I began making music. I would produce beats like every teenager would do at the end of the 2016 into 2017 period, hoping one day I would end up rapping on them and become a famous SoundCloud rapper like XXXTentacion or Lil Pump. Crazy, I know. But when I would write, no words came out. Nothing made sense. I had no story. I was a kid who held in his feelings because he gave up on talking to his friends about them, because no one seemed to care. I found some people that gave me attention, and they were far from the people I really should have been spending my time with looking back, but it was somewhat of a community for the first time in my life. They just didn't let me speak the way I wanted to. It didn't feel right. I didn't feel like I was included, even though I thought it was good I was there, if that makes any sense. There was another person making music who was pretty good at it at this time. It's strange because at this time, I really don't feel like I consciously enjoyed it, but I also knew that I did. It was well done, especially because I think he was even younger than me, and he really put in the work and got himself out there. So me being compressed, I got extremely jealous because he's doing something I want to do, and it's good. So I saw my opportunity and jumped on it. I DM'd him, criticized his music, made fun of him in terrible ways, and sent screenshots to my group of friends to make us laugh. In my mind, I found my voice. This is what I was supposed to be doing. Now, as I say this, I realize how much hurt and wanting a voice blend together, but I'm getting to my point. It was time for my opus. The greatest moment of my life. Everything was building to this moment. The moment right here where I finally decided to write a diss track. And I was ready to take my crown as the Tupac of my generation. The diss track sucked. I stole Post Malone style type beat template and claimed it was mine. And people thought it was cool for a day. Not really at all. The whole plan was I'm going to get the boys together and we're going to write a diss track and I'll perform on it and we're going to fucking win. They had nothing to do with it. They clearly got me all hyped up, talked me into it for the chaos to ensue. And they could watch, but you know what? It felt good. I sat and I wrote. I googled rhymes for pee and doo-doo. I'm pretty sure I wrote that I make his girlfriend pee. Whatever the fuck that means. It was amazing. I jokingly said it was my opus and the greatest moment of my life. But it was actually super important. Because I was an asshole. And I looked like an asshole. Hang on, hang with me here. I was completely embarrassed by someone who actually had skills and talent at the time. and his diss track was sick. Part of me was thinking I brought something out of him that he needed, and I hope so, because then it would have been worth his time. What made this a defining moment in my music and artistic journey was that I learned I could do it. I have that drive to create a song and dig through the weeds to make something, regardless on how good it is. To bring it back to the lesson of this story, or whatever you want to call it, I found my voice. I found my outlet. Ripping out pee and poo turned into clearing my head about when a day is rough. The times a simple crush became too much. And my friend to talk to, most importantly. I think about that moment constantly, from pressing upload while sporting a 102-degree fever. Maybe it was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Oh shit, how did that happen? I then went to school the next day and listened to everyone laugh at me. Kind of like probably what's gonna happen in that last moment. And I got what I deserved, and I became a better person. The confidence of someone uploading a song or sharing their artwork or submitting their novel is badass. In a world where you're told how to use your voice, you tell your own story. That's what people are missing. Wanting to tell my story feels as if it's a natural feeling, and I believe that these people who say and do these things on social media are looking for their voice. It's easy to write someone off as hurt, evil, sick, whatever label you want to put on them, but we as a species are creative creatures. We painted on cave walls during a rainy night with nothing else to do. We played the drum as we marched into battle. We gave the best business pitch of our life, and I'm here speaking to you. I started this talking about how scared I was of criticism, but I've learned who to talk to, who's really trying to give me advice, and who's trying to tear me down. I know who is trying their absolute best as well. But something I've processed in this moment of speaking my mind is just let someone use their voice and let them find it, and I'll see you next time.